State funding. An educated person with high caliber, or this means high profile, and social concerns fails to get elected due to lack of fund. Without the fund, an educated person is unable to stand for election. To consider all these facts and the study made by various committee like Vancho Committee, Tarkunde Committee made recommendation of state funding. So this Vancho Committee and Tarkunde Committee, you all know that this committee was held for the implementation of electoral reforms. So to consider all these facts and the study made by various committees like Vancho Committee, Tarkunde Committee made recommendation of state funding. Why this committee are made recommendation towards state funding? Because this encourages, the state funding encourages competent, capable individual with honesty and integrity to take part in election. So this may create new environment and necessitate the political parties not to follow illegal means to procure funds and donation for the purpose of election. The state, by providing material benefits like supply of fuel for vehicle, papers for election literature, and other purpose, checks the candidate from becoming corrupt. With regard to state funding of election, Indrajit Gupta Committee, it's a committee was formed in 1998. This committee you have seen in electoral reform. So this committee recommended for state funding of election. So let's see what are they. Number 1, to minimize election expenses of political parties. A part of it to borne by or to carried by the state. Though the state funding is there to raise a candidate who is well educated, but there is a lack of money in him in order to stand for election. Other than that, the state funding try to minimize the election expenses of the political party which is carried out by the state. Number 2, the state funding should be in the form of kind, not in cash. Kind in the sense they are providing goods, services, and so on. Number 3, listen carefully. State funding recommended separate election fund to be created. That means the state funding, they are asking to maintain an account with regard to the fund that the state provided for the candidate who is there to contest election. So the state funding recommended separate election fund to be created, and the annual contribution of central government is rupees 600 crores and that of the state should be rupees 600 crores. That means the candidate should maintain an account named by state funding by central government and state government. So the central government provides certain percentage of fund from rupees 600 crore, whereas state government provides certain percentage of fund towards state funding from among rupees 600 crore contributed by the states. Number 4, state funding to be confined or limited to the recognized parties by the election commission. So the fund in state funding is limited, it's not unlimited, and they are providing to the recognized parties by the election commission. Number 5, to avail the state funding benefits, the political parties must submit their income tax return. So this IT return or income tax return stand as a proof in order to provide state funding. Number 6, free election telecasting and broadcasting to all the political parties on government on television, radio and other private channels. Number 7, the details of expenditure should be given to the election commission within the specified time. Number 8, state funding recommended for reasonable restriction, that is writing on wall, display of cutouts, banner, posters and buntings. So the recommendation of the committee in the sense Indrajit Gupta Committee tries to protect the sanctity or the quality of the election and democratic values. Corruption in public life can be eliminated by electing honest, efficient and capable candidates. The recommendation of the Indrajit Gupta Committee report are yet to be implemented. That means these recommendation or the report are yet to be put on practice. The reform of 2013 provides an opportunity to the voters with a negative option. If they are not happy with the contestant listed in the ballot paper, they can choose none of the above option. That means not the option.